Hey guys, welcome to this week's edition of Talkin Tech. I apologize for the brief sabbatical as I have been a little under the weather and trying to cope with that and get some things together with my equipment and studio area. As you can see, my forehead is a little shiny as I am playing with some lighting, and hopefully that'll work out. Anyways, I am your host, Calebius, and I'm going to go ahead and talk over a little bit of the gaming and tech industry news that made a difference to me in the last week and a half or so. So let's get to it. Rockstar Games has announced that they are pushing back the release date of Grand Theft Auto 5. It was set to release in a couple of months, but instead they're going to go ahead and push that back 4 months into September 17th of 2013. They're citing that they just don't feel that the game is quite up to the exact specifications that their players would expect from the game, and they want to do right by everybody, so we appreciate them holding that off just a little bit. I announced a little bit ago that THQ was hopefully being bought up by Clear Lake Capital, but there were a couple of issues with that, in as much as a judge stated that in lieu of THQ's actually being purchased by Clear Lake Capital in full, they were deciding to allow a auction to go off on all of THQ's intellectual properties and studios to see how that went. So the bottom line for a lot of people, really selfishly myself, is looking at the Volition studio, which houses Saints Row, my personal favorite THQ title. So I did get into the wrestling games a little bit in the 90s, I must confess, especially some of the WCW games. I thought they were, pretty good for a party. They were purchased by Cook Media Group for $22.3 million. A lot of the other properties were bought up as well. There's a couple that we are, at least I am unknowing whether or not the game titles were purchased within a studio because they aren't listed as separate intellectual properties. So there's a few things out there that are still unbeknownst to a lot of people. I do know that Company of Heroes, the other really sought after release from THQ, has been purchased by Sega Corporation for $26.6 million. So hopefully we will see at least the release of a couple of the THQ titles that the marketplace has been waiting for, but fingers crossed on that one. In continuing Dell news, Michael Dell, the founder of the Dell computer company, has decided to spend up to $1 billion of his personal wealth in accompaniment with a couple of other investors, namely Microsoft, to go ahead and turn the company back private. His current stake in the company is 15.7%. Dell is estimated at a $3.6 billion worth as of this Monday, actually. It will currently take $8 to $9 billion in order for the investors and Michael Dell to do this leveraged buyout of Dell. The hopeful thing here is that Michael Dell will be able to retake control of his company with less scrutiny from shareholders in the marketplace, and hopefully be able to turn some things around. Dell has seen their shares slip considerably, as well as their marketplace shares slip considerably over the last several months to the last year. Names like Lenovo were starting to take back up again on that PC build side of things. So hopefully Dell can get things sorted out, get things figured out, and bring some quality back to a name that used to have a little bit of quality behind it. Electronic Arts is calling it quits on their Medal of Honor franchise due to poor sales and what they believe are poor game score reviews. They really put a lot of effort from their mindset anyway into combat accuracy and things of that nature that you would figure would be important, much more important to a game like that than they are. But people are still preferring to play the Call of Duty games. In response to that, EA is in fact shelving the Medal of Honor franchise, which I have enjoyed for many, many years, as well as the earlier Call of Duties. I'm a big fan of the Xbox series, though, as well. but they are going to focus instead on the Battlefield series and hopefully come out with a year-to-year, a little bit of a combative, if you will, to the Call of Duty series. And at any rate, I'm hoping that that pushes both of these series to continue to climb a little bit higher and to work harder to make a better game for all of us. Intel announced January 22nd that after the release of their next Haswell series chips, they will be exiting the motherboard making business, which is interesting since they're looking at switching from the LGA to the BGA socket array type and potentially taking a motherboard in-house. Currently, though, they are communicating with Asus Manufacturing as well as Gigabyte, who are the primary manufacturer sources of aftermarket motherboards. Right now, both of those companies have a relationship with Intel and are continuing to foster that and trying to figure out what the next moves are. They have both released statements, Asus and Gigabyte, regarding this announcement from Intel, and both have stated that they will continue to work closely with Intel and make the best array of motherboards they can for all levels of the PC build and independent build markets, especially the do-it-yourselfers. Asus especially has released some educational marketing information and programs, in fact called the PC DIY initiative, that will help independent builders and university students learn different ways of PC building and the basics that go behind that. So hopefully there's some good developments that continue to come out in that area, but we'll continue to keep watching that and keep everybody posted in the future. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for this week. Thank you for watching another edition of Talkin Tech, and you take care.